So guys, we're getting ready to do the build on the inside. I'm gonna have to move this camera around quite a bit, but I edited it up so it all makes sense. So when you move around, you can see what's going on. So the plan is to have this coming across like that, and then having one coming across like that, and then carrying out the whole beam all over the van. Now I'm not sure how we're gonna do the base of it, but we'll tackle that when we get there. So the first thing we want to do is measure the distance from here to here, which I have already done. And I have a board marked up. So we're going to saw this. And we're going to saw this without touching the van at all, because we don't want to tear anything up. And hopefully everything works out. I had actually using the jack from the van for the electricity. We'll see how this goes. I might have to bring a generator out. And this is just our test run. We want to see if this makes sense. Is this what we want to actually frame this baby out? I've seen a couple of guys on YouTube and in the community doing all kinds of different ways of framing, but this is the method we are going to try. So this fits. Yep, that's nice. That's going to work just fine there. And let me move the camera a little bit over so you guys can see. So that's going to go there. And then we're going to screw in and then get that up against there. Now this is here. Chris, do me a favor. Come here, hold this up. Just hold it right there. This is going to be 49 inches. So the next one is 49 inches. I think I'm going to get us some horses. We'll call for 49 inches. Everything's got to be level, but that's where we want that one, and that one will be there. Let's see. Yeah, I think it can go over just a little bit more. Oh, wait, that might be it. Nope, it's perfect. Now let's start getting our holes when they go up there. So I figure we do 3 holes. We got 2 here. You just need a 3rd one in the middle. And then you're going to put your wood up according to those 2 holes. And if I take this one, put it right under there. We are due for charging, so I want to use too much power up on this sucker before I get charged. And this is where you have to be careful because the side of the van is made of fiberglass. It is not metal. So if I drill through here too far and hit that, I could puncture that. And we don't want to puncture it. Now the cool thing about that is, I was listening to a couple of guys online. They actually did that for a couple of reasons. One, they wanted to make the van as light as possible. And 2, if you get in an accident, you just simply take this off and put a new piece of that fiberglass up there to glue it down, and you keep on moving. That's got to be one of the cheapest collision repairs of all time. So, not gonna do it. We don't want to have a problem. But what's good to know about that is, when I put my windows up, if I were to make a bad measurement, but that's why we're going to measure twice and cut once, you would simply order this and put a new piece up. Matter of fact, later on, Chris, we're going to go in there and see how much one of those sheets actually are. We can understand what it is, what you got to deal with. So for these holes, all I really want to do is make these bigger. Where's my other joint? Oh, I just want to make these a little bigger. Just big enough to slip one of those babies in there. And it's almost there, so just about where I can hammer that up, and that's probably your best bet. Ooh, it's good. Maybe just a tad bit more. There you go. And you guys gotta forgive me, in the next video, I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody's videos who I've been watching do this stuff. There's a huge Brightdrop community, and I'm looking to those guys for help. A little bit more. I want it nice and snug. Let me take the hammer. I think it got to be a little more. Might have went too far there, but the nice thing, and we see how this baby works. This is a rivet expander, so we're going to see if this baby works. Probably got to watch a video anyway. And let's do this one. Probably can, but you gotta have it. That's a little tight still. Very tight, right? I need to put a third one in the middle, but I just want to do a test with the already available holes that come with the Brightdrop. So I need to put a third hole here, and maybe two more holes here, or a third one here. But you got to at least have three, you figure, and maybe even more here, because this is so close to the center, it might not have enough tension on it. But you put that there, you open this up, and you thread this in. You can actually start your thread. All right. Don't come all the way down. I just made that mistake and I couldn't get this damn thing out to save my life. And then you put that in, and then you see where it starts to get the tension. And in this case, get up here and you squeeze it in there, and then you are able to screw that out. Easy peasy. It looked easy that time. And the second one I did, I caught hell on this one because I pushed, or I threaded this all the way down, and I could not get that sucker to catch or even come back out. But eventually I put it back in and caught, and I was able to get everything going. But I was in panic mode there for a hot second. And what this is going to allow me to do is have something to actually bolt the wood to the actual body structure. So, again, we are going to sit that in there. Make sure I got enough of the threads. Sit that in there. And it catches right there. And there you go. And then you can screw it out. Now that one caught, but not as nice as this one. But I don't think I'll have a problem because I'll put 1, 2 more. And oh, I got a nice one here for the middle. I'll put 1, 2, 3 more. And then on this one, I only need 1 more. And then you're going to repeat the whole thing throughout the van. Screw rivets in. Took a little trial and error. Got one kind of a mess up, but it's in there. Good news was anything that I didn't drill is at, I just took the next size up. Now that's not really how you want to do this because obviously you want everything universal, right, when you put this in. But now we have 3 going across, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going down, just because how long it was. And I want to, pull it tight here, pull it tight at the bottom, here, here, and here. And then once we get the wood up, I'll get to tell how thick the installation needs to be. Actually, my insulation needs to be around 2 inches compressed, because remember the paneling is going over this. So the installation, or it could be OSB, right? I might put OSB up because if I want to do actual slats, if I want to do paneling, I haven't decided. My idea was paneling in the start, but I want something that looks really attractive. So, yeah, but 2 inches for the insulation. And because this is not a camper van, I'm not trying to insulate it with, what is it, sheet wool or anything like that. I don't plan to sleep in here. I hope I don't have to sleep in here anyway. You never know, the wife might kick me out. I got a nice cozy place I can come. But, so that's going to be 2 inches of insulation, a thick insulation. It can be glued down just in case it's going to bounce. And then I have to figure out this, because when we come up to here, I got to box this off. I won't bore you guys with that. I'll let you see when I come up when we get to there. But the same here at the bottom, I need to build something that comes here or something like that. But now that I think about it, the good news is my furniture is going to cover that. So long as I have something to screw my furniture in, you won't see any of this because there's actually going to be seats going over all of this. So boom, doesn't even matter that much. But I'll map it all out and stay tuned for the next episode.